if you looked up something on Google where you live in Manhattan Beach, and I looked at it in Buena Park, and somebody looked at it in North Carolina, the same word in Google would come out differently.
Yeah, what information you're getting from that word, where those keywords, that shocked me.
And they're tailored to you. So you are basically living in a world where you have very little adversity, very little, you know, you don't really need to be a good neighbor because everything in your world is exactly as you want it.
Yeah, I think so too, because, you know, like I was posting about the memes yesterday, and a lot of people chime in and said, I said, you know, memes are fine except for when they're political in nature or they're threatening in nature. And a threat can be something very minor. It can be, I will unfriend you, I will stop talking to you, I will delete you. Those are all forms of threats. They're not high terrorist threats. They're just telling you social cues. And whether you agree with that person's post or not, I don't like to be threatened. Most people don't like to be threatened. So now you've got your backup, right? Like, even if you agree with that post, you've got your backup, and you're like, if you're like me, you're kind of pissed off. It's like, don't tell me how to think. But yet I think the same as you. But now you got this meme. First of all, I know that person didn't create that meme because there's no thread showing me where it goes back to. So you've just taken something off the internet and thrown it up there. And there's no information behind it, like the story of why you're so upset about XYZ. I need to know that, because if I don't know that, I don't know how to react. And if I react incorrectly, I could have people who think similar to me really bombard me, or the opposite. You know, I could be, like they were saying in the movie, next thing you know, you're pulled into some strange chat rooms that look like they're interesting and start feeding you other information that maybe you're interested in knowing about, but you don't want to go down that rabbit hole too far. So it's convoluted. Like, if you and I have a difference of opinion and we're in the same room together, we're going to talk to each other about it, or maybe you'll move to the other side of the room and talk to somebody else. But we wouldn't say or do the things we do on social media. I try not to say anything that I wouldn't say in person, but I also am very forthright in person too. So that gives me a lot of leeway. But other people, I've had people who've had a bad day, women that I know, say things to me on social media, and I've sent DMs saying, I don't know if you're having a bad day, but I don't think you talk to me like that in person. And immediately I've gotten the apology. So that's another thing the movie's saying. It's like, you know, this isn't our true selves all the time. And you and I talked about that. We can go into that more later, but we talked about that last night about even skateboarding. What is your true self?